Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I'm Gina Rahmadani from Smester and then my NPM is 18211100019. Okay, so today I want to read and then tell you about some place and then historical objects in England. Okay, so let's check it out. Okay, number one is about the place, historical place and then in England. Okay, so number one is the wonder of Stonehenge historical site. Okay. You will be amazed when you visit one of the large megalithic sites in the world. Okay, Stonehenge is a site formed from large square stones arranged in a circle in a meadow. Stonehenge consists of 30 upright stones which are commonly called sarcens with a very large size. The height of the stone varies from about 4 to 10 meters and weight approximately 26 stones. All the stones are arranged in a circle called a megalithic. There is debate as to the actual age of the stone circles, but most archaeologists estimate that most of Stonehenge buildings were made between 2500 until 2000 BC. The roundabout of earthen ponds and ditches form the construction path of the Stonehenge monument around 3100 BC. This place was included in the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1980. Oh, I'm sorry. This place was included in the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1986. Within the 13 large stone circles, there are also about 30 smaller stones called intels, which are arranged in a circular shape. But by this time, most of the upright stones had rotted and failed. Okay. At the beginning of the 20th century, most of the stones were no longer standing. This is probably due to the large number of tourists who climbed Stonehenge around the 19th century because of their great curiosity. Since then, 3 stages of renovation have been carried out to restore the tilted or inverted position of the stone. The effort was carried out by the expert with care. Indirectly, this means that the shape of Stonehenge is no longer original because, like other historical results, Stonehenge has undergone renovations. And then if you want to visit Stonehenge, the ticket price you have to pay is 8 for adult children from 5 until 15 years, and then 4.80 school students, 7.20, and the family package is 20.80. This place is open from 9:30 o'clock to 16 o'clock. Okay, this is number one. Next, number two. Okay, next. Number two, follow Herdian's wall path that spreads out. Okay, China is famous for its Great Wall, which is one of the wonders of the world. Well, it turns out that England also has a very long wall. Although not as long as the Great Wall of China, the wall also has its own history. Hadrian's Wall is Britain's most popular tourist attraction and a legacy of Roman history. The wall is a fortress made of stone and earth. The length is estimated to reach 117 kilometers from Segedunum, Wallsend River Tini, so to Solway, Fred Beach. Okay, South England. While the width of the wall reached 6 meters and a height of 3.5 meters, its construction began in 122 AD during the reign of Emperor Hadrian. The history of the founding of Hadrian's Wall is when the Roman Empire first invaded Britain in 55 AD under the rule of Julius Caesar. But after more than a century, the Romans could only seize southern England. They could not take North England because they were always defeated by the barbarians in Celtic. Because of this, Emperor Hadrian ordered the construction of a defensive wall that could maintain Roman rule in England, as well as a symbol of separation between a Roman territory and the barbarian tribes. Not only is the history interesting there, we can enjoy their beautiful scenery. Along the wall there are green meadows and hills. Walking along Hadrian's Wall will feel like you have gone back in time. Okay, so this is number 2. Next, number 3. Okay, number 3 is visit the Windsor Castle royal family residence. Okay, England is famous for its many castles, one of which is Windsor Castle. If you visit this place, you will be presented with a very beautiful view because this castle is in a hilly area. Windsor is a favorite residence of the royal family. Okay, Windsor is a medieval castle and the official residence of the United Kingdom in the area of Windsor, Berkshire, England. The castle is famous for being inhabited by the British royal family for a long time and also for its magnificent architecture. This castle was built after the invasion of the Norman Empire by William the Conqueror during the reign of Henry I. The castle began to be used as the official residence of the British royal family. More than 500 people lived and worked at Windsor Castle, making it the largest inhabited ancient castle in the world. The castle was originally designed to protect the Norman dominance around the outskirts of London and the oversea and strategic part of the River Thames. The structure of the building is made of stone, and the fortress survived the prolonged siege of the Barren Wars in the early 13th century. Henry III later built a magnificent. So sorry because I have a problem with my phones. Okay, next. Henry III later built a magnificent place within the castle during the Middle Age. Edward II subsequently redeveloped the castle into a more magnificent, even construction at that time called the most expensive building project in medieval England during the Tudor period. Henry VIII and Elizabeth I increased the use of the castle as the official residence of the kingdom and the center of diplomatic entertainment. If you wish to visit, the admission ticket costa. Okay, 4 is about Buckingham Palace hospitality. Who doesn't know this one place? Buckingham Palace of Buckingham Place is the grandest palace in England, which is the official residence of the Queen of England. This place is a place for state events, a place to welcome state guests, and a tourist destination, apart from being a center of government. Buckingham Place is also a gathering place for a people of Great Britain. You don't need to be an important person if you want to visit this place. The palace, which is located in the city of Westminster, London, and indeed opened to the public. Well, the perfect time to visit Buckingham Palace is during the summer or from June to August in this season. Usually a lot of events are held. To enjoy the hospitality and atmosphere of Buckingham Palace, you can purchase an admission ticket. Ticket price vary. For adults, a fee of £19. Children under 16 years are charged £10.85. Meanwhile, children under 5 years do not need to buy tickets or free. In this building, there is a room that is used as the office of Queen Elizabeth II and the royal family for official state events and banquets. This building is one of the most popular buildings and is often visited by tourists. Not less than 1,500 people per year to attend dinners, lunch, receptions, and official parties of the royal family here. There are many rooms, always, and a very large garden that you can explore. The rooms in this palace are characterized by white and golden with a red carpet spread. This makes the room seem grand and elegant. If you look out the window, you will be treated of a wide and beautiful garden view. To enjoy it all, you don't have to worry about getting lost because the tour guide will accompany you. Okay, the last one place is about explore the Haunted Tower of London. Behind in grandeur, it turns out that the Tower of London has a sinister history. This place actually seemed more like a fortress than a tower. However, many local residents call it a high fort, but you don't need to worry about ghosts hanging around here. The Tower of London is one of the most important icons in British history, built in 166. It's a scene of the conquest of England's lands by William, Duke of Normandy, a French aristocrat. This conquest was a new chapter in British history and culture. William defeated King Harold II on October 14th, 166 in the Battle of Hastings. William changed the face of the British Empire into a French style, also known as the Norman England era. The Tower of London sits on hills, which adds to its appeal. From there, you can see the vast plain of England. It's said that this play was deliberately created to monitor the surroundings. There was a period around the year 1100. This castle became a prison and torture place for political prisoner. Its functioned as a prison reached its peak in the 16th and 17th centuries. Over a 400 years period, a total of 112 people were executed in the castle complex, and many were tortured in prison. Or on certain nights, there are still echoes of the screams of tortured prisoners from behind the walls, the voice of curious spirits hundreds of years ago. The most famous story is that of Anne Boleyn, who was beheaded for allegedly treason against the kingdom. There is also Lady Jane Grey, who became queen for only 9 days and ended up being beheaded. The punishment of carried out in the grass field where there were allegedly many sightings. Okay, this about the place. Okay, next, let's see how about the historical objects in England. Okay, next about historical objects in England. Okay. so many historical objects in England, but the objects in the museum in England. Okay, a number of historical artifacts belonging to several tribes in Africa are on display at the British Museum in London. One of the artifacts displayed in the museum is a bronze plaque of Benin, which is known to have originated in Nigeria. The plaque was also known to be in England because it was broke by British troops in 1897 at the time of British colonialism in Africa. The director of the Benin Cultural Center, Nigeria, has asked the UK to return a number of African artifacts currently in the British Museum. In addition to the Benin bronze plaque from Nigeria, the British Museum also hosts a stone head statue known to be from Easter Island. After gaining the authority to administer their own ancestral lands, the Rapa Nui people attempt to return a number of statues of stone heads scattered in a number of centuries, one of which is in the British Museum. The statue was also known to have been carried by British Navy troops in 1886. Now, the process of repatriating the stone head statue, also known as Hoa Hakananai, or the lost friend, is in serious discussion between the British and the Rapa Nui people. In addition, a number of historical Greek artifacts are also stored in the British Museum. One of them is the Rosetta Stone, which contains ancient Greek hieroglyphic writing. The Rosetta Stone is also in the process of being returned to the Greek government along with other artifacts. Elgin marbles is known to be one of the ancient Greek artifacts on display at the British Museum in the city of London. The artifact is known to be part of the Parthenon Temple in Greece. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. And then I'm so sorry if I'm wrong in my pronunciation. And then I'm so sorry if I wrong in my reading because yeah, I'm still studying, and then this is the first time I see the new words in my life. Okay, so thank you, and then I'm so sorry for the soundtrack in here because so many people in here and then so many voice in here. I'm so sorry. So thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.